A new study estimates that former President Donald Trump's blatant quid pro quo offer to help oil companies in return for massive campaign contributions would save them $110 billion in taxes. Now, Trump reportedly offered to reverse dozens of President Biden's environmental policies and not allow new ones to be enacted in exchange for $1 billion in campaign contributions or legal bribes, more likely. An analysis shared with The Guardian shows that these tax breaks for the industry would net an 11,000% return on investment. Now, this was done by Friends of the Earth Action. They conducted the analysis. Lucas Ross, who wrote that analysis, said big oil executives are sweating in their seats at the thought of losing $110 billion in special tax loopholes under Biden in 2025. If Trump promises to protect the polluter handouts during tax negotiations, then his $1 billion shakedown is a cheap insurance policy for the industry. And that, my friends, is how corruption works. Yes, this is corruption. This is definitely quid pro quo. This is, look, it's legal bribes. I can't put it any more clear than that. I mean, Trump's like, give me $1 billion and I will make you 11,000% more in tax cuts. That's what I will give you if I win the White House. That's pretty clear. Okay. Now, President Biden, he intends to actually eliminate those initiatives for oil drilling and gas and other tax breaks, which have benefited these, multinational fossil fuel companies. Now, a round of individual tax cuts are also scheduled to expire next year that lobbyists from multiple oil companies have been pushing for lawmakers to extend. Now, Trump says, I want to make these tax cuts permanent. Okay, understand, I want to make them permanent. So he wants to do with his own tax cuts what he already did with the Bush tax cuts for the rich, make them permanent. So we know that when he gets in office, he's already said these companies, they're going to get those tax cuts. They're going to get massive deregulation. And so, yeah, for these companies, they're interested. In fact, we know that they're already writing model legislation, executive orders for Trump to sign as soon as he gets elected. And that right there is the whole ball game, okay? Now, look, this is at a time where we should be in the middle of transitioning to clean and renewable energy sources, right? Trump is promising to undo all of that. What little progress have we've made? And look, there's been, a decent amount of investment from the Biden administration into, renewable energy, right? Under Trump, all of that goes away. All of that goes away and gets funneled into massive tax cuts for oil and gas companies. I'm not trying to endorse Joe Biden. I don't think he's done enough, especially considering we've had more oil and gas leases under Biden than we had under Trump. I don't think he's doing enough, but at the same time, he's done a lot more than what Trump would do. Trump would undo all of it. And so that's the reality of the situation. Trump is far, far worse on the environment. And if you do care, I mean, there is a difference. Okay. Now, as I said, more than 20 executives from Chevron, Exxon, Occidental Petroleum, and other companies had attended this Mar-a-Lago fundraiser. Now, the majority of the known attendees actually happen to be from smaller firms that specialize in fracking, natural gas exports, and other subsections of the industry. They're threatened a lot more than, for example, ExxonMobil from some of these regulations. In fact, Kurt Davies, director of Special Investigations Center for Climate Integrity, said the oil majors see their future in producing plastic instead of, just crude oil, right? Smaller companies, that doesn't apply to them, who don't work across the industry. They have nothing to shift to. So the reason that I point that out is because you have these smaller companies who have everything to lose under a Biden administration, a switch to cleaner renewable energy. And so under Trump, yes, they will continue to do better. they'll continue to be more profitable, and they won't be as threatened. And so that is a lot of incentive for them to pool together and give Trump $1 billion, which again, totally blatant corruption. But unfortunately, I don't think there's a whole lot that our system is going to do about it, because we've essentially legalized corruption in this country. Yeah, there's Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington. They're looking into it as a quid pro quo. You also have the Senate, Sheldon Whitehouse, considering looking into it. And then you have the Ethics Committee in the House. They're looking into it. But with Republicans in charge in the House, there ain't a whole lot that they're going to do, okay? They're not going to... You think Republicans are going to go after Donald Trump for offering to, take bribes of $1 billion from oil companies? No, of course not. Of course not. They're going to leave him alone. They're going to let him do this because they're also in favor. They also take these same bribes that Trump is trying to get from them. And again, with an 11,000% return on investment, these oil companies would be really stupid not to take that deal. That $110 billion in tax breaks all across the industry, man, that is a lot of incentive for doing what they essentially have already been doing, which is buying off our politicians.